Shortly after Eva left for work, a fire broke out in her apartment building, causing a large amount of damage and displacing most of its residents. A reception center was opened to assist evacuees with their immediate needs and provide them with up-to-date information. Eva found out about the fire through a neighbor who called her at work. Eva left work right away, and having seen a notice at the site, she's now arrived at the reception center. As she approaches the entrance, she sees two meet-and-greet workers in orange vests ready to welcome her.
Hi, welcome to the reception center.
Hi, thanks. So I went to my apartment building and there was the sign on the door that said to come here because I heard about the fire.
Yeah.
And just wondering what's going on.
Okay, well you're in the right place.
Okay.
And what we'll do is we will take you upstairs, get you registered, get some more information, and see if there's any assistance we can give you, get you a warm tea, and make you feel comfortable. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Great, well we'll take you right upstairs.
Okay.
Get you registered.
I think meet and greet is one of the most important positions in a reception center.
Right.
Bev Stenning and Deborah Reed have both been ESS volunteers for over 10 years and are members of the Vancouver Island Mobile Support Team. They have served as reception center managers numerous times during responses large and small.
You know, you're the first point of contact for this evacuee, so you're going to set the tone for how this person is going to react to being at the reception center. So you want to be compassionate, and they want to know why I'm here, and you want to tell them why they're there and what we can do for them, and understanding the whole process of a reception center, because 9 times out of 10 those people have never stepped foot in a reception center, and you're evaluating their needs. Do they need first aid? You know, this person's in a wheelchair, or this person has young children. Let's fast track those people.
Especially if the young children are crying. You're not hurrying them through. There needs to be not a sense of hurry at all from the meet and greeters. Like, you know, we're getting you in, and it's more of a process, and rather than, you know, we'll hurry up and shove you in there so you can sit down and wait some more. It's, you know, everything's kind of moving in a...
We've got that great evacuee assistance information sheet for them, and that answers a lot of their questions. And some of them, they're just so traumatized from the event that they're not totally listening and comprehending what you have to say. And if you can give them a physical piece of paper when they're sitting down, and then they can read it in their own time, they'll gather information that way as well.
Once inside the reception center, Eva is met again by two meet-and-greet workers in orange vests. The internal meet-and-greet staff provide her with an evacuee information sheet as well as a queuing number for the registration and referrals process.
Hello, how are you? Welcome to the reception center.
Thank you.
I'll give you the information sheet that explains what we do here. And queuing number.
Why do I need a queuing number?
Well, we need to get information from you to be able to contact you after the event. And to determine what services we will be supplying to you in the next few days.
Oh, I see.
And if you could go in and have a seat and wait for them to call you.
At a reception center, more meet-and-greet staff are stationed in the waiting area to help evacuees with information as well as any immediate needs that may not have been caught by external and internal workers. While she waited for her interview, waiting area meet-and-greeters asked how Eva was doing and offered any comforts available at the reception center. In many ways, Eva is an ideal evacuee. She was at work when the fire broke out, and so she had her phone, cards, and vehicle with her when she arrived at the reception center. Eva is also coping very well with the emergency and is able to navigate the process without any problems. Not all evacuees are like Eva. At a reception center, we can expect to see evacuees with mental, physical, or emotional challenges, substance addiction, critical medical needs, or any combination thereof. Cam Miller has been an ESS volunteer for over 10 years. And after a career as a social worker, he is well accustomed to working with evacuees with special needs. We asked Cam to share some of his insights with us.
As time goes on, I think that we are going to find that we're dealing with more challenging evacuees. You know, as more buildings have water sprinklers, as more people have insurance, and and issues like that, I think that the people probably that we're going to be left to deal with will be people with either challenging behaviors or challenging health or physical issues. And then maybe also make a disclaimer at this point in time that sometimes I find it challenging to come up with the right words. So somebody that may be mentally ill or maybe addicted to drugs or things like that, if I misspeak, please, I apologize, because sometimes it's hard to get the correct language for a vast audience.
What kinds of special needs can meet and greet workers expect to encounter?
Well, maybe I should start my answer to that question by stepping back a little bit. And I think one of the issues that strikes me is that as a volunteer for emergency social services, one needs to sort of do a bit of a self-assessment before getting into meet and greet or R&R. If, as an individual, as a volunteer, if you're not comfortable, and this is a question I think you have to ask yourself, if you're not comfortable dealing with people who may have behavior outside the norm, whether that's somebody with schizophrenia, whether it's somebody that is developmentally delayed, whether it's somebody with drug and alcohol issues, whether it's somebody that's sick, physically sick, whether it's somebody that's old and frail. If you have some discomfort, or if you're not comfortable within yourself in terms of dealing with that broad range of expected evacuee base, then maybe there's another sort of volunteer position with ENS that you should think about. Because if you're meet and greet, you're going to be standing there and you're going to have to ask questions, you're going to have to give them some information, but you're also going to have to deal with their reaction to the event. And so that reaction may be anger, it may be confusion, it may be not saying anything at all, it may be acting out, acting like they're really brave, where in actual fact they're really scared. There's a whole, I mean, as long as you've got a range of population, you're going to have a range of reactions. Yeah. And so I think that the first thing is that evacuee or volunteers need to be sort of prepared within themselves for any eventuality. And if you're not comfortable with that, then maybe look for some other kind of volunteer position within ESS. That's number one. Number two, about 2 years ago, the organization developed a binder. What's the right word I'm looking for?
Pamphlet?
No, it was what do you call those things where you got paper stuck on key rings?
Yeah, that's a binder.
A binder,
yeah.
Okay. So there was a committee that developed a binder, and the binder was based on a similar written document from Ontario. And so within that document, there are some suggestions in terms of how to greet, what to look for, what kind of behavior might be expected, and those kinds of things. So for a volunteer that's thinking about it, that might be one of the first places to start, is to have a look at that binder. Manual is the word I'm looking for.
Oh yeah.
And have a look at that manual and just sort of get an idea as to what we may be presented with.
What can meet and greet workers do to best help evacuees who present challenging behavior?
I think that's a really complicated question, because on the first level, on the superficial level, it's really going to be dependent on how the volunteer feels about doing this job, and it also depends on how the volunteer feels about the evacuees, and so it also depends on their comfort level. So if the volunteer is tense, or if the volunteer is trying to make jokes at an inappropriate time, or if the volunteer can't think of something to say, then that's going to have an impact on the evacuee. And so the evacuee may come, presenting a certain facade, whether it's their facade or a fake facade or a drug facade or whatever. The interaction, the original interaction, the initial interaction between the volunteer and the evacuee is going to have a real impact on how the rest of the interaction carries on.
What are some do's and don'ts for meet and greet workers at a reception center?
I think, as I've said before, the biggest don't is don't do it if you're not comfortable doing it. If you go into volunteer management and volunteer management says, oh, by the way, you're going to do meet and greet, and you don't feel comfortable or you don't think you're ready or whatever the issue is, then by all means say to the volunteer coordinator, whoever, sorry, I'm just not ready for that. Is there something else I could do? So apart from that, I think that, how you feel about yourself, are you ready to do that? I mean, and this is part of the issue that I don't think we talk about very much, is that if there's a crisis, are you ready for the crisis? I mean, the crisis doesn't pick and choose whether this is a good day for you or a bad day for you. So I think number one, do you want to do it? Number two, are you ready for it? And if those two questions are answered by, yeah, I'm ready to do it, and yeah, I'm with it, then I think if you meet the evacuees in a sort of friendly, but not, for me anyway, and I'm talking about my approach, not too talkative. Hi, my name's Cam. How are you doing? Is there anything that we can do for you right now? Or gee, you seem a little sort of upset. Is there something going on apart from this, or and if you've got somebody that you think, and it's just an instant sort of evaluation, may have some mental health issues, you could ask, do you have any support in the community? Are there any agencies that you work with? But you don't want to get too intrusive. You don't want to sort of step on their toes, and you don't want to make an assessment, if you can help it, that's not correct. You might think, oh, this person has a mental illness, when in actual fact, they're just really freaked out from the event that they've experienced. And so the issue is, how do you initially connect with somebody? And I think you do that by being inviting, warm, depending on your personality, perhaps not too. I mean, I personally am not a touchy-feely person. And so I probably would tend to be a little bit more sort of not withdrawn, but a little bit more careful than perhaps somebody else who would get the same result by being a little bit warmer and more accepting. So again, it depends on your personality, but I think if you're ready to be there, you want to be there, you've sort of had a look at some skills, I think it should be fine.
Now it's Eva's turn to speak with a registration and referrals worker. She's greeted again with a warm smile and invited to take a seat at the interview table.
Hello, my name is Deborah, and I'm a volunteer with the City of Victoria's Evacuee Assistance Team. How are you doing?
Okay.
And before we start this process, can I offer you some water, tea, coffee, something to eat?
Some tea would be really nice.
Excellent, I'll just get a minute to get that. Great, it'll be right here.
Okay.
So, your name is?
Ava.
Oh, hi, Ava. I'm sorry we're meeting under these circumstances. Can you tell me a bit about how you came to be here?
Well, I got a call at work from a neighbor of mine, and said that my building was on fire. So I went to check it out. When I got back to the apartment, there was a note on the door that said to come to the reception center that was here and gave the address.
Okay, thanks for that. So what we're going to do here is fill in a registration form, and we're going to see if we can help you in any way. All right? So the first thing that I need to read you is a registration box. Oh, thank you very much, Heather. Here you go, Eva.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So the answer, there's a yes or no answer to this question, and if you have any questions about it, I'll be happy to clear that up. Concerned family and friends may inquire about you and your family because of the emergency. We would like to provide these people with some information about you. May we disclose your location and contact information for you and your family members?
Yes.
Did you have any questions about that at all?
No, that seemed pretty clear.
Okay. So may I have your last name?
Kyooie, K-Y-O-O-L-I-E.
And is Eva EVA?
Yes.
And Eva, did you have insurance on your apartment?
Yes.
You do? And have you contacted your insurance company yet?
No, not yet.
And do you have anyone in town that you can stay with if you can't get back into your apartment today?
No, my family's out of town, I think.
Okay. And do you know your insurer?
Yeah, it was, Block Brothers.
Okay. So we can help you contact them.
Okay.
And they're probably closed right now, so we'll
Yeah.
get your number and first thing tomorrow morning you can let them know what's happening. So what suite number were you in the building?
Number 3.
And did you have anyone else living in the apartment with you?
No, it's just,
Okay. Did you have any pets?
no.
Long periods of quiet are common in a registration and referrals interview. There is a lot of writing to do, and that writing demands concentration. Quiet also allows the evacuee to process the situation and begin to plan for the recovery from it. In this way, long periods of quiet are good for both the interviewer and the evacuee.
So my understanding right now is that you will not be able to gain access into your apartment. So we'll be able to give you accommodations for this evening, and then you can contact your insurance company tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Okay. And because you won't have access to your apartment as well, we'll be happy to provide you with clothing vouchers, so you'll be able to go to a store and get something to wear to hold you over till tomorrow till you contact your company. Do you have any dietary concerns?
Yes, I do. So, depends where you would send me.
Okay, so we have options for you. We can get you accommodations in a hotel that has a kitchenette if you'd rather buy your own groceries and see to your own needs.
Yes.
And do you take any medications that you require to take on a daily basis? You're okay there? So we'll be able to put you in at Harry's Motor Inn. Do you know where that's located on Caledonia Street?
Yes, I do.
And they do have kitchenettes there. And we're going to give you a clothing vouchers to go to Walmart.
Okay.
And you can get your groceries there as well. So just bear with me. There's lots of forms to fill out. Do you have a cell number or a landline?
Yeah, 250.
Is this your cell phone number?
This is, yeah, my cell, yeah.
Okay, okay,
So,
250?
250, 143, 7589.
Thank you.
The registration and referral supervisor circulates around the section, making herself available for workers' questions and to check their paperwork. Checking work, especially referral forms, is vital. Even the most seasoned interviewers have their work checked before sending an evacuee on their way.
There we go. So I just need your signature on a few spots, Eva. This is signing your registration form that you are registered with us, and if any concerned family or friends call regarding your situation, they might see it on the news, that we can connect them with you.
Okay.
Okay, so if you can just sign right here, please. give you a copy of the registration form. And the second form, if I can get you to sign, this is for Harry's Motor Inn, and you're staying there for one night. And if you can sign right there. And with the piece of paper that I'm going to give you, if you can bring that up to the front desk, and they will be expecting you, and they'll process this. The yellow copy is your copy, and the pink copy is the one you'll give to the, the white copy is the copy that you will be giving to the hotel front desk. And this form is, you will take to Walmart. Yellow copy is for you. And I'm just going to explain how much you have. So you have $22.50 to spend on groceries, and your clothing you have up to $150. And it's not a clothing replacement, it's for your modesty, just to carry you over till tomorrow until you get in touch with your insurance company. And this white copy is for the person at Walmart. So you can get your items together, and then you can go up to their customer service desk, and they will help process this. And I'm just going to leave form for them on how to process this. There's one on the back there for the hotel. So please do not lose the white forms. Treat them like a check. And your groceries do not include any drugs of any type or any tobacco. Okay? Do you have any questions for me? So I understand there might be a meeting tomorrow for your whole apartment building, and we'll notify you at your hotel, and we'll put a sign up there because the majority of the people in your apartment building will be staying at the same hotel as yourself.
Okay.
And we'll let you know when that happens.
The hotel, or will it be?
That's yet to be arranged.
Okay.
But we will, once we find out the situation at the apartment, so the hotel management there, the fire department will be there, and we'll be there to offer you any further assistance if need be. I've looked up your telephone number for your insurance company, so here that is for you. So if you can contact them first thing tomorrow morning and start your claim with them, and they'll set you, they'll give you instructions on what to do next. Also have a form here called One Step at a Time, and that'll just help you go through this process. It's really difficult for you, I know, and that'll just help you along. And also this is a information sheet. Did you get one at the door when you came in?
Yes, sir.
You did get one, okay. So take the time to read those two tonight. Once you get situated in your hotel and you go and get your clothing and groceries underway, and if there's anything else that we can do for you, please don't hesitate to phone. Here's our card. And I wish you all the best. And sorry about the situation you're in.
Yeah.
So you take care of it.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
As reception center managers, what are your expectations for volunteers working at the reception center?
My first, I don't know if you agree, Bev, is they adhere by the code of conduct for ESS workers. That's number one to me. And that you do your best. And it's okay to make a mistake. You're human. You're a volunteer.
It is all about the evacuees, and that's why we're there, is for them, and keep that really foremost in your mind. I also expect, and sometimes I have to remind people, and sometimes they have to remind me, that as a volunteer for ESS, you're also responsible for yourself. So if you're too tired, you're overwhelmed, you're whatever, you need to tell somebody and either take yourself out of the picture or have a break. So I expect people to not overextend themselves past being effective and not to become another casualty. I guess I expect them to be caring and show that to the evacuees. We as ESS workers sort of know how the story goes, and they don't quite at the beginning. So I expect people to be professional as well. So I guess, you know, in the code of conduct it talks about how you dress and everything, and so there's kind of no place for tube tops and, you know, military gear. You're trying to make the evacuees welcome, and so I think
Be
you
professional.
know, be look professional and act professional.
Also, if you're put in a situation or put in a position that you think is too challenging for you and it causes you stress, you need to speak up, and we can change you. And because there's always somewhere else in the reception center. That, you know, for instance, if someone puts you in childcare and that's not your forte, let us know. Or you're in pets and you're really not a pet person, that's not going to be a good fit. So you're not going to have a good experience, or the kids in childcare either.
Or everybody who has to listen to the kids crying.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and they're usually not.
Yeah.
Usually not a big. Yeah, in my experience, it's usually not a big issue. There's so many new little toys to play with that aren't at their house that they're usually pretty.
And if you're not
Pretty happy
comfortable,
with it.
ask your supervisor that to shadow someone until you feel that you have enough confidence to do it yourself, and then someone can just sit beside you and let you process people, you know, in R&R or whatever it is, till you do. Because we want you back.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think people should be afraid to try out the meet and greet position. You know, see if it is for you or it's not. It's a pretty rewarding one. You know, you get to talk to the people and reassure them and give them information, and I think that it you know, you can see the stress level on people, the evacuees, go down as you're dealing with them. So I think everybody should try it once.
Gives you a really good overall understanding of how a reception center runs.
What first drew you to volunteering for ESS, and what keeps you interested?
Mine's a pretty personal one because I have 3 children, and they had soccer, baseball, and all that kind of stuff to go to, and I was forever running them to wherever it was they needed to be. And then they grew up and actually moved away, so they were living in like Louise and Calgary and Edmonton and all that. And my husband was working at the time, and he his territory was the island, so he was quite often gone. And TV's just really not my thing. I tried knitting, but I'm no good at that either. So I went down to the volunteer fair at Hillside Mall and talked to the different areas. And the ESS one seemed to fit in the best because, you know, when a guy's away, when he comes home, I want to be able to spend time with him. I don't want to be involved in, one of the groups was you had to, one weekend per month, you had to commit to, you know, working from Friday till Sunday morning. And it's like, okay, well, you know, guy come through the door, I'd be going like, see you Sunday. That doesn't work for my own personal life. So the ESS one kind of fit in with, you know, I'll give when I can give, and when I can't, I'm unavailable. And I just kind of was really curious, and so I just was taking the courses at the beginning and really liked it. And then I got called to the response by the province in 2003, and I wasn't mobile support then, but I learned a lot and enjoyed it, and so I then became a JAG trainer, and I just I stay in because I like to share the knowledge of what I've learned being in the field and being at responses and being reception center manager, and if I can make it easier for somebody else, then that's a goal for me. And there's no doubt about it. You get rewards with every response you go to, whether it's a smile or a thank you or a hug. People are truly grateful for what it is that you're helping them with or steering them towards, or so. I guess that's what keeps me in. So.
I started in 1997 when my children were attending elementary school, and during a PAC meeting, a fellow came and said, "Do you care about your family?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Do you care about your neighborhood?" "Yeah." "Well, then you should join the Neighborhood Emergency Preparedness Program." So I did, and I learned all I could with the courses that they offered, and I was eager to learn more, and the only way I could take other courses was to join this group called Emergency Social Services. So I said, okay, I'll join that group if I can take more courses. And so I did end up taking all the Justice Institute courses that I could get my hands on, and got immersed with emergency social services and stayed there. And like Bev, I got called out to the firestorm in 2003, and that was kind of fuel just to want to learn more and the importance of helping one another in our community. And I'm also now on the mobile support team, and yeah, really enjoy it. And there's no other feeling to go out, whether it's in the middle of the night or during the day, and help someone else through a very difficult time, knowing that you made a difference.